Any additional nominations? Seeing none, our caucus rules state that in the event that only one nominee is nominated for any office, the nomination process may be ceased and the nominee may be elected by acclamation, and there shall be no need for written ballots of the caucus members for that position. Given that, is there a motion to elect Representative Dan Hawkins to the position of Speaker of the House by acclamation? Motion by Representative Anderson. Is there a second? Second by Representative Hoheisel. You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Leader. Our next position is Majority Leader. Are there any nominations for Majority Leader? Representative Mason.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning, caucus. It's great to see those of you I've come to know and love over these past 9 years, and I'm also delighted at the prospects of meeting new friends among our 21 incoming freshman legislators. As you know, leadership elections are critical. Today, we'll set the tone for the next 2 years in our chamber. I've been thinking about this a lot, and leadership is a balance, sometimes between seemingly contradictory virtues. Great leaders find a balance between confidence and humility. Great leaders find balance between visibility and stepping back and let others do their job. Great leaders find a balance between being resolute and yet open-minded. Great leaders find balance between setting high standards while at the same time dispensing grace. Great leaders are simultaneously teachers and learners. All of these attributes and many more describe the person I'm nominating today. It's my distinct honor to nominate Susan Humphreys for the position of House Majority Leader. I've had the privilege of working with Susan these last 6 years. I've witnessed her ability to balance those virtues that we just talked about. I'm supremely confident that Susan will bring those attributes to the office of Majority Leader. Ephesians 6 says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Whether you all want to hear it or not, we are often in that fight. It's a fight between right versus wrong, of good versus evil. While we represent the good citizens of our district, we'll be called upon to stand in the gap and uphold the virtues of our caucus to follow that moral compass. Susan Humphreys will lead us and stand with us in that fight. I ask you to join me in supporting Susan for House Majority Leader.
Second, Representative Mosier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 3 words describe Representative Susan Humphreys' leadership style: fervent, pragmatic, and principled. Fervent because she exhibits intensity of spirit and irrepressible enthusiasm for the responsibility she bears. Pragmatic in her approach to governance, she listens actively and acts intentionally. Representative Humphreys will appropriately prioritize the legislative agenda. Her principled character is evident to all who know her. Representative Humphreys possesses the skill set to effectively assume the role of leader among leaders. Because of her fervent, pragmatic, and principled leadership, I am honored to support the nomination of Representative Susan Humphreys for House Majority Leader. Thank you.
Are additional nominations for Majority Leader? Representative Kessler. I take it your movement meant you wanted to come up.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. I'm Tom Kessler from Wichita, and it was with my honor to nominate my friend and colleague Sean Tarwater as House Majority Leader. As I've thought about this position of Majority Leader, I find myself asking the question, what makes a good leader? And here are some of my thoughts. First, experience matters. Sean has the experience in the last 6 years of serving on the House Appropriations Committee and has the most institutional and practical knowledge of the budget and its inner workings. For the past 4 years, he's also chaired the House Commerce Committee, as well as a long list of special committees delegated to tackling some of our toughest issues. What Sean brings to the table is a whole lot of experience and expertise on complex and recurrent issues, an experience we will need in the coming days. Second, we've all heard that iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. We need a leader that builds our caucus up, challenges status quo, is unafraid to disagree, and who makes us all better people. Sean embodies iron sharpens iron. We can't be afraid to debate, to disagree, and ultimately come together on bills that most embody our caucus values, including our one statutory requirement, the budget. We've got to live out our values and truly let iron sharpen iron. Third, good leaders are called for in the most difficult of days. If all of our days were easy, any person would do. But there's no doubt that Sean is best able and the most qualified and the most tried and the most experienced to stand in the gap in our behalf. Whether in the face of a national overreach or from the second floor of our Capitol, or from within our own caucus and party, Sean is the most able to lead us courageously, wisely, fearlessly, and through the days ahead, and those days are going to be tough coming up. Fourth, leadership requires the right combination of skills. It's not just political or policy savvy that's needed. For this job, it's also having mental capacity to take our massive state budget, and no doubt Sean is the best one making sense of complex formulas, data, and budgeting, and bring it to the body in ways we can understand it and make good decisions. Not only does Sean understand the math behind the budget veil, he also knows how to create bridges that connect good policy and fiscal responsibility with the politics that help teach and promote those good policies to both our caucus and our constituency. Sean's got the right skill set that we need to be successful. Finally, a great leader respects and serves others before self, seeks to lift up, not tear down, sold out for us, not brought by interest groups, willing to disagree and be disagreed with for the greater purpose of finding common ground. Sean has shown his leadership as chairman of the great mind behind uncovering the solving unemployment insurance crisis, and the Appropriations Committee member willing to say the unexpected to awake and alert members to serious problems, and a man who will faithfully and courageously offer his heart and soul to our caucus. So please join me in voting for Sean Tarwater, the best man for the hardest of days, the most inspirational of moments, as the next majority leader of the Kansas House. After all, heart matters, experience matters, and the two together will provide the fire, that much needed light that'll help lead us no matter the circumstances, no matter the obstacle.
Is there a second? Representative Corbett.
Made a second on this because Sean Tarwater, he's kind of like Larry the Cable Guy. He can get her done, and you laugh about that. But when the governor let $1 billion of our money get away for fraudulent use, and small business people had to write that check for their unemployment premiums, he got it funded back. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a business in Kansas that could write that check. We couldn't afford it. We need people like Sean in this chamber, small business, people who have wrote checks and signed them on the front. We need people to understand what makes this country work, and it's basically this. Nothing happens in this state till the sale is made. He understands business, and he understands when he grabs the baton to get something done, it gets done. And I urge you to give your support to Sean. He's a good man. Thank you.
With the second, Representative Blue.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Body, it is a true honor to be here today to be the seconding speech for Sean Tarwater for Majority Leader. I could echo the two previous speakers with Sean's leadership accomplishments, but I want to talk about the other major attribute to leadership, a leader's character. I truly admire how Sean places his faith and family first. If you haven't heard Sean's election day ritual, I encourage you to ask him about it. Bring a Kleenex, you're going to need it. Secondly, I greatly appreciate how Sean makes sure everyone is included. This is key to passing quality and effective legislation. Sean will make sure it's not a popularity contest within our caucus and that everyone is valued. Since I'm getting towards the end of my time here, here are some leadership characteristics I personally see in Sean. Integrity, honest, trustworthy, respectful, and finally, willing to listen. Folks, I hope you'll join me in voting for Sean Tarwater to be our next Majority Leader.
Are there additional nominations for Majority Leader? Representative Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Colleagues, when I think of a leader, I picture three qualities one must possess: inspire, teach, and lead. Representative Chris Croft embodies all three, and his mindset is always one team, a motto he lives out every day as a legislator. I've been inspired by his work because he pushes others and me to step up, speak up, get involved in opportunities like RHCC and other leadership opportunities, and he conducts himself in a way that always inspires me to be more like him. His discipline as a retired colonel is on full display when the time comes to put in the work, and he is always willing to fight alongside anyone on the team, one team. He does not stop. That should inspire all of us to be the best leaders we can be. We have seen Chris Croft spend hours with freshmen and other legislators, giving his time to help teach them about processes, who to go to, and how to get bills done. Each week, Representative Croft hosts a Zoom call with legislators, local elected officials, and voters from all over Kansas, educating them on issues and providing legislative updates. Folks are learning and folks are engaging. We are one team. Finally, Chris Croft has always been a leader. He chaired the Committee on Redistricting, and as RHCC chair, set fundraising records no one could even imagine, not even him. All to help further Republican politics in Kansas. One team. Chris Croft spent days traveling all over the state, campaigning, knocking doors, fundraising, and walking in parades for many of us in this room. That, my friends, is a leader. I used to ask him one simple question: why do you do this to yourself? And his response was always, it's not about me, it's about one team. Nowadays, I ask him two questions: what's next, and how can I help? I know this man will inspire, teach, and lead in the coming session. I know it. It is an honor and a thrill to nominate my friend and colleague, Representative Chris Croft, for the office of Majority Leader for the Kansas House of Representatives, and I ask you to join me. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, body.
Or second, Representative Francis.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I second the nomination of Chris Croft for Majority Leader. We are the Republican team for the people of Kansas, and we need a strong team to protect Kansas values and advance Republican principles. Chris Croft knows how to build a winning team, grow consensus, and get things done. In 30 years of service in the United States Army, Chris rose to the rank of colonel and built teams and developed leaders. He concluded his career as the director of the Center for Army Leadership at Fort Leavenworth. Chris has passed legislation that required consensus. He expedited the licensing procedure for military personnel and their spouses. As chairman of our redistricting committee, he led the successful passage of our 2020 census redistricting bills. As chairman of the RHCC, our campaign committee, he helped raise over $980,000, double what was raised during the 2017-2018 election cycle. For these reasons, I'm supporting Chris Croft for Majority Leader, and I hope you'll join me.
Are there any additional nominations for Majority Leader? Any additional nominations? Seeing none, the ballots shall be distributed. Members, if you would stay in your seats until I advise you to bring your ballots to the front. So that way we make sure everyone gets a ballot. Once we see that the ballots are out, then I'll allow you to come up and put your ballots in the box. So, thank you. Has every member received a ballot? Okay, you can now start bringing them up to the ballot box. Has everyone returned their ballot? Has everyone returned their ballot? It appears as though they have. As such, the tellers shall begin tallying the vote.
Got one.
Oh, we have one more coming. Yeah. Could someone help Representative Corbett find the ballot box? Okay, now the tellers shall begin tallying the votes.
Croft. 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 Tarwater. Croft. Tarwater. Tarwater. Croft. Tarwater. Croft. Croft. Tarwater. Tarwater. Croft. Humphreys. Croft. Tarwater. Croft. Croft. Tarwater. 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 Croft. Humphreys. Croft. Croft. Humphreys. Croft. 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 Humphreys. Humphreys. Croft. Humphreys. Humphreys. Tarwater. Croft. 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 Humphreys. Tarwater. Tarwater. Croft. Humphreys. Croft. Humphreys. Tarwater. Croft. 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 Tarwater. Croft. Croft. Tarwater. Tarwater. Croft. Humphreys. Croft. 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 Humphreys. Croft. Tarwater. Croft. Croft. Humphreys. Tarwater. Humphreys. Tarwater. 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 Croft. 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 Tarwater. Humphreys. Croft. Tarwater. Humphreys. Humphreys. Tarwater.
Members, the vote tally is 41 for Representative Croft, 25 for Representative Tarwater, 17 for Representative Humphreys. Since no candidate has received a majority of the votes cast, we will vote again after eliminating the candidate with the lowest number of votes. When the ballots are distributed, you will now choose between Representative Croft and Representative Tarwater. The ballot shall be distributed. Has everyone received a ballot? Okay, you can start bringing them up. Okay, members, has Representative Corbett returned his ballot? Not even listening to me. Has everyone returned their ballot? Okay, the clerks shall begin tallying the ballots.
Croft. Croft. Tarwater. Croft. Tarwater. Croft. Tarwater. Croft. Croft. Tar water. Tar water. Croft. Tar water. Tar water. Tar water. Tar water. Croft. Tar water. Croft. 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 Tar water. Tar water. Croft. 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 Tar water. Tar water. Croft. Croft. Tar water. Croft. Tar water. Croft. Croft. Tar water. Croft. Croft. Tar water. Croft. Croft. Tar water. Croft. 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 Tar water. Croft. Tar water. Croft. Tar water. Tar water. Tar water. Croft. 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 Tar water. Croft. Tar Water. Tar Water. Tar Water. Croft. Tar Water. Croft. Croft. Tar Water. Tar Water.
The vote tally is 52 votes for Representative Croft and 31 votes for Representative Tarwater. Congratulations, Representative Croft. Chair recognizes Representative Tarwater.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Body, I don't normally lose elections, but when I do, I lose them to great people. So congratulations to Representative Croft. And I would like to make a motion that regardless of the number of ballots, that the records show a unanimous ballot for Representative Croft.
Second by Representative Humphreys. Heard the motion. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. We now move on. Yes. Our next position is Speaker Pro Tem. Are there any nominations for Speaker Pro Tem? Representative Sywert.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't normally come down here very much, but I've been asked to do a few things. But I wanted to talk to you about, I had a 30-minute speech set up, but after listening to everybody before on all the other two, they've taken all my words, so my speech is not the same now as it was. I don't want to repeat myself, but it's my distinct pleasure to welcome you here today, especially the first-timers. I've been here for a few days myself, but I was asked to nominate Speaker of the House Pro Tem. I'd like to, it's my pleasure to nominate Representative Kyle Hoffman. Kyle been here since 2011 or 12, I think it was, quad term, been seeing him. And another pleasure I had is over the years I was able to make nominating speeches for 3 speakers that all won it. So maybe it's a good deal for Kyle. Kyle was raised on a farm in southwest Kansas, ran several small businesses, so he knows how to do businesses. He graduated from K-State, but don't hold that against him, and held numerous chair and vice chair positions in agriculture, appropriations, corrections, a number of things. He's been around the block around here. He's been here for a long time, a lot longer than most. In fact, I think he's in the second group of seniority here in the state capitol today. You know, there's a few people that have more time, but not very many. And the list continues to go on. I could sit here all day and talk about Kyle. Everything was said before in the previous speeches. It's the same. He demonstrates leadership. But instead of 3 reasons, I decided to change my speech to representative. REP, Kyle. We all know what an acronym is. Representative R, reliable. Kyle's been very reliable. He's come to a lot of meetings. He's helped a lot of people. He's very dedicated to his job. E, he's educated. He's educated at college, high school, business, government, chairman, vice chairman, appropriations, a lot of things. He's done a lot of things here. P, REP, personal. He's very personal. He's very willing to help you. I actually came in before Kyle, sorry. But when he came in, he was always willing to help me do anything. He volunteered to walk for people. He's contacted people. He's done research for people. He's very personable. Thus, reliable, educated, personal rep. He's always willing to lend a helping hand, no matter who you are. You know, we've not always seen eye to eye on things, but he's always there. He's a good team player. You ask him for some help, he will help you. If he's ever served on a committee with you, if he's ever been a vice chair of your committee that you were on, he's there to help you. He goes and talks to people. He's worked very hard for the previous speaker and everybody to tell him. He's an ideal maker on projects. He brings a lot to the table because he brings ideas. I could repeat all the same things I said, it was brought up on others. I'm trying to put another perspective into it that he has.
Representative,
I'm out of time?
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you. And again, it's my distinct pleasure to nominate Representative Kyle Hoffman for Speaker Pro Tem. Thank you.
Is there a second? Representative Eric Smith.
Well, colleagues, I rarely use notes when I'm speaking from the heart. As a second for Kyle Hoffman, I'll tell you that you're going to hear nominations for several folks for this position. I love them all. I encouraged Kyle to run early on, and so I stuck to my guns there because as a guy who comes from a profession full of type A personalities, I'm going to tell you we have a room full of type A personalities here, right? And so we need leadership that has humility. Kyle has exhibited that humility in my experience while here at the legislature. In my first term in 2017, I was on the Agriculture Committee, House Agriculture, when Kyle was the chairman there. What I recognized immediately was his willingness to allow a freshman legislator to speak his mind. I also witnessed Kyle do a great job when there was adversity in the room.
Representative, your time has expired.
So vote for Kyle Hoffman.
Are there further nominations for Speaker Pro Tem? Further nominations? Representative Clifford.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, it's an honor to stand before you to nominate Representative Adam Smith for Speaker Pro Tem. I've known Adam for decades, and forgive me if my view of him is larger than life. Adam Smith is the embodiment of the Kansas citizen legislator. A rancher from Weston on the Colorado border, he stands tall on the high plains, gracefully facing the challenges of wind, drought, occasional blizzards, while raising a family with his wife, Christine. If you reach out to Adam, and he does answer his phone, he's alternately saving a calf from danger in a noisy gym, rooting for his children, or about to chair a tense tax committee meeting with a packed gallery. As a chamber filled with us business leaders and accomplished elected officials, Adam's quiet intelligence will serve us well. As a Rules Committee member, he's a master of House procedure who will guide with authority and respect. As tax chair for the past 2 years, he has been a stabilizing presence in the face of intense pressure from the governor, industry, and lobbyists, public bodies, the Senate, and yes, his colleagues. With characteristic thoughtfulness, he listened to all and sought input from stakeholders, skillfully crafting tax relief for Kansas citizens which is both impactful and fiscally sound. As a fellow former county commissioner, he never forgets the effect of his actions on the people back home. His unique combination of legislative experience and rural perspective will make him a valuable asset to leadership as we work through the diverse issues and challenges in this session. For our new members, Adam is an outstanding communicator. He writes a great newsletter. If you're a reader of his newsletter, you will know that he's an astute, analytical, political observer who understands the entire state of Kansas. His maps of Kansas voting demographics are a study in the grassroots reality which supersede the conventional wisdom of Kansas. His insights provide a roadmap to maintain our Republican majority and take back the governor's office. With due respect to the Speaker and the Majority Leader, last session I looked to our former Speaker Pro Tem for guidance, insight, and calm during this somewhat tumultuous session. Today we have a field of well-qualified candidates for Speaker Pro Tem, but I can think of no one else more capable of fulfilling this role and more deserving your vote than Adam Smith. Please join me in voting Representative Adam Smith as our next Speaker Pro Tem. Thank you.
Is there a second? Representative Kincannon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, friends. I'm before you to proudly second the nomination of Adam Smith for Speaker Pro Tem of the Kansas House. The dictionary translates pro tem as for the time being, or we might say the temporary speaker. On our leadership team, the Speaker Pro Tem is much more than this, carries a vital role, not just filling in for the speaker, but giving support and valued input to the top dog. The person we want for this role would need to be smart, calm, steady, pragmatic, fair, and have ultimate integrity. All traits exhibited by Adam on a daily basis, and especially when he chaired tax and rural revitalization. The fact that he has rural roots and brings that perspective to the leadership team is an added bonus. I would appreciate your vote for Adam Smith for Speaker Pro Tem.
Are there additional nominations for Speaker Pro Tem? Are there any additional nominations for Speaker Pro Tem? Seeing none, Chair recognizes Representative Will Carpenter.
Now, that was a lousy game of chicken, but I lost. So anyway, good morning, colleagues. It's great to be here. Great to see some old faces, or that's not it. That's not good. Returning faces, how's that? And new faces. And I look forward to meeting every one of you new folks. Just give us some time to get your names right and all that kind of stuff. But I look forward to that. I can't tell you yesterday how devastated I was when I found out that I only had 3 minutes up here, and I had prepared a 45-minute speech over the last 2 weeks. And so I've tried to condense that down into something for 3 minutes. So I just want to let you know that. Yeah, exactly. I'm here to nominate a gentleman for Speaker Pro Tem. But first, I must say I've worked with all the candidates, and each and every one of them have my utmost respect. And I mean that. But that said, I believe there's one candidate above the rest, in my opinion, and not just because of his size. He understands that after the excitement of the election, which lasts about 30 seconds, it's time to get to work. His experience, commitment to our caucus, and our values and our liberties will make the next 2 years a success. These are a few of the reasons that I'm nominating Stephen Owens for Speaker Pro Tem.
Is there a second? Representative Wagner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, colleagues. I'm here to second the nomination of Stephen Owens for Speaker Pro Tem. Representative Owens, in his 4 years in the House as a colleague, as vice chairman and chairman, has shown himself to be extraordinarily gifted in leadership, in common sense, and solid conservative principles. We need a team in this chamber that can unite us, that can inspire and empower us as individuals and as a caucus. Stephen Owens, as Pro Tem, would be a vital part of that team, our team. He is a man of integrity, a man we can trust, and I urge your support for Stephen Owens as you cast your ballot this morning. I wholeheartedly second the nomination for Representative Owens. Thank you.
Are there any additional nominations for Speaker Pro Tem? Now quick to raise his hand, Representative Delberding.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I raise in support today of Representative Blake Carpenter and nominate him for the position of Speaker Pro Tem. Blake was first elected in 2014, and he served on the House so far for 4 terms. Blake's tenure, he has led the Joint Information Technology and the Elections Committee. Blake served at a challenging time in our elections as our elections chairman after the 2020 elections. He worked with members of the body to craft election legislation that our constituents were demanding at the time. Our work paid off. We were able to override 2 bills as far as veto overrides on the same day. Blake recently went through officer training with the United States Air Force. That has helped him become a stronger leader, and I have personally known Blake for many years, and I have seen a change in him since he has returned home. As our House Majority Whip from 2019 through 21, Blake closely worked with leadership to build consensus on some of our most challenging issues. We all saw how hard he worked in the position to raise the bar, and there's no question in my mind he won't do the same thing again as Speaker Pro Tem. He has many ideas that will help with our caucus as we move forward. I want to take a moment today to also say Blake is a team player. One thing came to mind, and when I witnessed this, and I was fairly new on it too, but I questioned what he was doing at first. But in 2019, he was working with the leadership team here. We had a pro-life vote going on in the House, and he was a strong yes vote. But before that vote was over, he changed it to a no. Why would we do such a thing? Because I know his morals, I know his integrity, I know he's a pro-life person. This put him in with a lot of the Democrat votes. But for the House rules that we all have to learn, by him doing that, it gave us 24 more hours to work that bill over. For those in the body who are new, this is just one of the rules you're going to have to learn moving forward. But he stuck his neck out on the line there. The next day, the vote still failed by 1 vote, which kept him from changing his vote back to a yes. He took a lot of heat for it, especially from the pro-life community, because they too did not understand what he had just done. But we knew, and we know he'd do it again if we needed him. This is the type of leadership we need, and I'm asking you as the body to please join me in electing Blake Carpenter as our next Speaker Pro Tem. Thank you.
There a second? Representative-elect Essex.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, caucus. I know it's unusual to have a freshman give a nomination speech. I'm going to put these for Speaker Pro Tem, but our colleague, Representative Blake Carpenter, is anything but usual. What I've learned in the time I've spent with him is that he's a leader, a visionary, and lives a life of tireless service. Blake was the first call I received when I filed for House. He constantly made himself available to myself and others, then showed up to offer his help. He sacrificed his time and resources with his extended stay in Johnson County of 3 weeks. He walked for 20 candidates throughout the state. He worked from sunup to sundown. I remember him encouraging me after he was on hour 6 for the day, but I was only on hour 4 for knocking doors. He provided insight on tough issues, information on past legislation, and offered much needed advice. Blake has shown his commitment to not only his current colleagues, but his thinking ahead to the future. One of his goals is to expand the internship program here at the Capitol to reach the next generation of leaders. I am honored to nominate my colleague and friend, Representative Blake Carpenter, for the office of Speaker Pro Tem for the Kansas House of Representatives. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Are there any additional nominations for Speaker Pro Tem? Any further nominations? Seeing none, the ballot shall be distributed. Has everyone received a ballot? Very good. Well, please begin voting and bring your ballots up to the box. Thank you. Has everyone returned their ballot? Very good. We will begin counting ballots.
Carpenter. Do I need to say Blake and Smith? Hoffman. Owens. Hoffman. Smith. Hoffman. Hoffman. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Carpenter. Owens. Carpenter. Hoffman. Smith. Hoffman. Owens. Carpenter. Smith. Owens. Carpenter. 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 Owens. Owens. Carpenter. Carpenter. Hoffman. Carpenter. Carpenter. Owens. Carpenter. Hoffman. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Carpenter. Smith. Smith. Carpenter. Carpenter. Hoffman. Hoffman. Carpenter. Owens. Hoffman. Smith. Carpenter. Carpenter. Hoffman. Hoffman. Smith. 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 Hoffman. Owens. Hoffman. Carpenter. Hoffman. Smith. Smith. Hoffman. Owens. Owens. Carpenter. 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 Smith. Carpenter. Hoffman. Smith. Carpenter. Carpenter. Carpenter.
The vote tally is 34 votes for Representative Carpenter, 20 votes for Representative Smith, 18 votes for Representative Hoffman, and 11 votes for Representative Owens. Since no candidate has received a majority of the votes cast, we will vote again after eliminating the candidate with the lowest number of votes. When the ballots are distributed, you will now choose between Representative Carpenter, Representative Hoffman, and Representative Smith. The ballot shall be distributed. Members, someone accidentally received 2 ballots. There we go. We got an extra ballot in the back. Has everyone received a ballot? Very good. You can start bringing your ballots up. Has everyone returned their ballot? The teller shall begin tallying the vote.
Hoffman. Carpenter. Smith. Hoffman. Carpenter. Hoffman. Hoffman. Carpenter. Carpenter. Smith. Smith. Carpenter. 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 Smith. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Hoffman. Hoffman. Smith. Hoffman. Smith. Hoffman. Carpenter. Hoffman. Carpenter. 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 Hoffman. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Carpenter. Hoffman. 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 Carpenter. Carpenter. Smith. 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 Carpenter. 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 Hoffman. Carpenter. Carpenter. Hoffman. Smith. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Hoffman. 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 Carpenter. 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 Hoffman. Smith. 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 Hoffman. Smith. Smith. Carpenter. Smith. Smith. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Hoffman. Hoffman.
The vote tally is 37 votes for Representative Carpenter, 24 votes for Representative Smith, and 20 votes for Representative Hoffman. Since no candidate has received a majority of the votes cast, we will vote again after eliminating the candidate with the lowest number of votes. When ballots are distributed, you will now choose between Representative Carpenter and Representative Smith. The ballot shall be distributed. Correction, there were actually 22 votes for Representative Hoffman, but that does not change who you're voting for at this point. Still between Carpenter and Smith. Has every member received a ballot? Okay, you start bringing them up, please. Has every member returned their ballot? Got one coming. Now, has every member returned their ballot? Okay, the teller shall begin tallying the vote.
I'll say it while the microphone is on. Carpenter. That's not two for Carpenter, that's only one. Smith. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. 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 Smith. Carpenter. Had to unfold the paper airplane. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. 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 Smith. Smith. Carpenter. 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 Smith. 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 Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Smith. Balake Carpenter. 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 Smith. Carpenter. Carpenter. Smith. Smith. Carpenter. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Smith. Give equal time, Adam Smith. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. 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 Smith. Carpenter. 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 Smith. Smith. Carpenter. Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Carpenter. Smith. 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 Carpenter. 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 Smith. 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 Carpenter. Smith. Carpenter. Carpenter. Smith.
The vote tally is 50 votes for Representative Carpenter, 33 votes for Representative Smith. Congratulations to Representative Carpenter. The chair recognizes Representatives Hoffman, Owens, and Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In the spirit of unity, we move that regardless of the vote tally, that the record reflect a unanimous vote for Representative Blake Carpenter for Speaker Pro Tem.
The motion, is there a second? There's a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. The next position is Assistant Majority Leader. Are there any nominations for Assistant Majority Leader? Representative Wassinger.
Thank you, Body. Thank you, Mr. Chair. When our freshman class came to the State House, we had someone to help us. When the freshman class came to the State House with Les Mason, no one was there. He came midterm. He felt like he was left on his own. He knew it could be done better. So in 2020, when my class came in, he developed a program to get the freshmen, give the freshmen the skinny that he never got. And he had the idea to form a freshman weekly class to give these people direction. Luckily for my class in 2020, we got this help. We were his guinea pigs. Thank you, Everly. He brought people in for us to ask questions. He brought people in to show us right from wrong. In every way, he made our first year more manageable and kept us all moving forward. Les did this by himself because it was born out of his realization that we needed to have some direction when we got here instead of just drinking from that fire hose alone. This gift has helped so many people already and will continue to do that. And on this gift, he's made us all better legislators. I nominate Les Mason for Assistant Majority Leader. Thank you.
There a second? Representative Sanders?
In my 67 years on this planet, I've learned that there is the person in charge and the person who knows what's going on. Les Mason will be the first one to tell you he is not the person in charge. But I will tell you that Representative Les Mason is the guy who knows what's going on. 2 years ago, when I first arrived in Topeka, like most, if not all of the freshmen, despite a very thorough orientation, I didn't feel like I had much of a clue as to what I was really supposed to be doing. Les took us all under his wing and taught us how things work in Topeka. I am proud to second my mentor and my friend, Les Mason, to once again be the Assistant Majority Leader.
Are there any additional nominations for Assistant Majority Leader? Any additional nominations? Seeing that we only have one nominee, we may proceed with election by acclamation. Given that, is there a motion to elect Representative Les Mason for the position of Assistant Majority Leader by acclamation? Representative Wassinger makes the motion, second by Representative Sanders. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Congratulations, Representative Mason. The next position is Majority Whip. Are there any nominations for Majority Whip? Representative Berquist.
Today I stand to nominate Representative Estes, Susan Estes, as Whip of the House of Kansas. I have known Susan for over 20 years. From those earliest encounters in the Republican Party, the name Susan Estes meant teamwork. She's always been the kind of behind-the-scenes strategist, more than most will ever know, supporting candidates over and over again to bring good, sound government and good, righteous government to our state. She has been involved in the scenes more and more as the years have gone by. Policy and process, along with choosing strong leaders, are keys to her drive. Respect for others is right up there too. Her ability to meet anyone, I mean anyone, eye to eye, with confidence and grace, are high on her list of qualifications. And they make her the best candidate for this position today. I've seen her attention to detail on the House floor and her engagement with others to make decisions. She will definitely master the role of whip in the House, and she's ready to do so. I'm honored and privileged to nominate today Susan Estes as the next whip of the Kansas House. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second? Representative Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Body, I proudly stand before you now and second the nomination for my friend and colleague, Representative Susan Estes. We have served on committees together. I have watched her work. I appreciate her knowledge of everything that's going on. What she brings to the table is a vast amount of knowledge that I'm sure will inspire all of us, and I believe she will do excellent things as her tenure as Majority Whip. It is a great honor to second the nomination of my colleague and friend, Representative Susan Estes.
Are there any additional nominations for Majority Whip? Chair recognizes Representative Eric Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, body. I stand before you to nominate my good friend, Barb Wassinger. This woman has been with us in a number of capacities, but she spent the last 2 years as an assistant whip. She knows the job. The thing I would say about Barb is her loving kindness. Her ability to get with people and speak with them, to understand why they're voting the way they're voting, I think is unsurpassed. She has a humility, but she also has a grace. And I appreciate that so much in her as a friend. I honor her because she has, she has earned my respect in her personal life as well as her professional life. She's somebody we can depend on to do the job. She will always do the job she has volunteered to do. I think we're going to be blessed if she becomes our Majority Whip, Barb Wassinger. To help you with the spelling is B-A-R-B. Thank you.
Is there a second? Representative Rogers?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, colleagues. It is my distinct honor to second the nomination of Barb Wassinger to be our whip. I'm so proud to push Barb to run for the Kansas House. She's done a phenomenal job. Barb is a coalition builder. Barb will be there. Barb also represents proudly rural Kansas. We need a voice of rural Kansas in leadership. She worked hard on Value Them Both and saving women's sports. She's not afraid to take on the issues, but you know what Barb does? Barb listens. And that's what we need as the whip as well, to listen, not to tell, but to listen. Join me in supporting Barb Wassinger as Majority Whip. Thank you.
Are there any additional nominations for Majority Whip? Any additional nominations? Seeing none, the ballot shall be distributed. Has everyone received a ballot? Very good. Please start bringing your ballots forward. Has everyone returned their ballot? No one coming? No. Very good. The teller shall begin tallying the vote.
Estes. Estes. Wassinger. Estes. Wassinger. Estes. 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 Wassinger. 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 Estes. Estes. Wassinger. 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 Estes. Wassinger. Wassinger. Estes. Estes. Wassinger. Estes. Wassinger. 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 Estes. Williams. Estes. Wassinger. Estes. 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 Wassinger. Wassinger. Estes. Estes. Wassinger. Estes. Wassinger. Wassinger. Estes. 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 Wassinger. 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 Estes. Estes. Wassinger. Estes. Wassinger. Estes. Wassinger. 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 Estes. 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 Wassinger. Estes. 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 Wassinger. Estes. Arnberger. Wassinger. Estes. Estes.
The vote tally is 45 votes for Representative Estes, 36 votes for Representative Wassinger, 1 vote for Representative Williams, and 1 vote for Representative Blue. Congratulations, Representative Estes. Our final position is caucus chairperson. Are there any nominations for caucus chairperson? Representative Berquist. Oh, absolutely. Chair recognizes Representative Wassinger.
The election for Majority Whip unanimous in the name of Susan Estes, our new Majority Whip.
There a second? Second by Representative Humphreys. You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Now back to nominations for caucus chairperson, Representative Berquist.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Everybody looks hungry. I would like to stand and briefly and very clearly nominate Representative Patrick Penn for the Republican House Caucus Chair for the coming session. Representative Penn has shown great fervor in his responsibilities and in his patriotism in the cause of our constitutional form of government. Patrick is a natural leader. He shows a strong desire to see the caucus informed, involved, and engaged. I trust his plan to see a 2-year period of teamwork across the Republican caucus. I trust also his plan to help make this happen. Please join me by casting your vote along with me for Representative Patrick Penn for caucus chair. Thank you.
Is there a second? Representative Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I stand before you to nominate Patrick Penn for our caucus chair. This is a man of courage. This is a man of character. And he also brings passion and energy to everything he does. I know you will see it. So with that, I ask you to join me in my nomination for Patrick Penn for caucus chair. Thank you.
Are there additional nominations for caucus chair? Representative Landwehr.
Yeah, I thought Representative Concannon's having a Chip Ahoy moment this morning. I am proud to stand before you today and nominate Christy Williams. She is not only a dear friend, but she is driven by her desire to not only learn herself, and for those of you that have been around here for a while, I don't think there's an education question you can't ask that she doesn't have the answer to, off of the top of her head, even out of session. But it's about her knowledge and her willingness to share that knowledge to make sure that we all have it is why I'm standing here before you today. Christy is a leader, and she knows how to get things done. As chair of the K-12 Budget Committee, she has led the charge in reforming education in Kansas. And it's not easy, because not only does she have to get it across this floor, but she also sometimes has to battle another chamber. And it's because she cares about kids. She's also a former teacher. And I think that that's another reason why she's good at what she does and why she's good at wanting to educate others. Christy will bring education to all of us in our caucus on those bills that we don't all get to see and on the issues that are important to each and every one of us. But again, we don't get to necessarily work on them because they're worked in a different committee than what we serve on. She will welcome discussion, whether you agree with her or you don't agree with her, and she will be humble about it. I could go on and on a lot about Christy, but I won't. But I will close that Christy will bring energy and important information to our discussions in caucus. Her ability to answer questions, and when she can't, her ability to find those answers. Christy is a wonderful person, and you will enjoy working with her. She tries to be upbeat and positive all the time. It is an honor to call her friend, representative, and roommate. And I believe that Christy will be a lucky charm for all of us.
Is there a second? Representative Chuck Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House, it's my proud honor to second the nomination for Christy Williams for caucus chair. 3 words describe Christy: faith, family, and teaching. Faith speaks for itself. Family, what she has done here the last several years has affected every family in the state of Kansas. And a teacher herself, she understands what teaching is. I think she'll make us understand the bills that are being passed, and that helps all of us. You know, as a budget chair, you know, she was in charge of K-12 school budget, 52% of the state budget, 52%. And what a tremendous pressure, and what a tremendous job she did.
Representative, your time has expired.
Thank you. So I'd like to second my nomination for Christy Williams for caucus chair. Thank you.
Are there any additional nominations for caucus chair? Any additional nominations? Seeing none, the ballot shall be distributed. Has every member received a ballot? Please begin bringing your ballots to the front. Has everyone returned their ballot? The teller shall begin tallying the vote.
Williams. Penn. Williams. 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 Penn. Williams. Penn. Williams. Penn. Penn. Williams. 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 Penn. Williams. 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 Penn. Williams. 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 Penn. Penn. Williams. 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 Penn. Blank. Williams. 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 Penn. Penn. Williams. 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 Penn. Williams. 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 Arnberger. Penn. Penn. Williams. Penn. Williams. Penn. Williams. Penn. Williams. Penn. Williams. Williams. Penn. Williams. Penn. 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 Williams. Penn. Penn. Williams. Williams.
The vote tally is 56 votes for Representative Williams, 25 votes for Representative Penn, 1 vote for Representative Blue, and 1 no vote. Congratulations, Representative Williams. Chair recognizes Representative Penn.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you, everyone, for attending today. And Mr. Chair, I make a motion that when we report this ballot in unanimous consent of Representative Williams. Thank you.
Motion, is there a second? Representative Croft. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. We have now concluded our elections. Thanks again to each of the candidates for stepping up to run. We had some good people win today, and we had some good people lose today. Speaking on behalf of the caucus, I hope all of you remain involved and help guide our caucus and the entire Kansas House of Representatives. Our work in the legislature is a team effort, and by working together, we can do great things for our state. I'm honored to have each of you on my team. To our tellers and staff, thank you for assisting today. Much like during the session, you keep things moving forward and make us at least halfway look like we know what we're doing. So thank you. A couple of announcements. Freshman orientation will now be at 2:15. Members, you have committee preference sheets, or you did have those on your desks when you arrived this morning. Please get those turned in as quickly as possible. Any additional announcements? Any further business? No further business. We're adjourned. Thank you. My tally still match.